Hey there, Power Women of the Trades. This is your behind the scenes producer, Rita, with a quick note for you. This tiny but mighty episode is going to be split into parts for your quick, rapid fire listening pleasure. Be sure to stay tuned at the end for a quick message from one of our sponsors, but also a huge shout out to our other sponsors of Power Women of the Trades: On Purpose Media, Yellowstone Local, Kick Charge Creative, Key Heart Marketing, Chirp, and Service Titan. Be sure to check out their information in the show notes below. Now let's get started.
Get someone else to answer your phone. That is your very first step. Get someone else to answer the phone, and then you kind of stair-step your way into working on the business. But that seems to be the very first dividing line that you need to make as you start thinking about the future of really not just owning your job, but creating a business.
Part of the challenge of being a business owner is understanding when it's time to let go of the things that no longer serve you and move into the next thing. For all those perfectionists out there, this is your new t-shirt. This is your new mantra. And it's really helped me and my husband for sure in our relationship too. You can tell somebody what to do, or you can tell them how to do it, but you don't get to tell them both, because if you tell them both, you leave nothing in it for them. So what to do or how to do it, but not both. That one blew my mind. And so now it's like when I ask somebody to do something, I'm like, okay, I either get to tell them what or how. And I have to choose it. I have to sit there and choose it. And then I can't tell them both. And it's really been beneficial to me, really beneficial.
If you want your team to invest in your business, you need to invest in them and invest in their families, invest in their big life events, weddings, babies. You build your team, with your mission and your vision, and it is with your heart. And granted, you can't always lead a business with heart, but there are some times that you need to.
There's no such thing as balance. Balance is a myth, something that I love to share with my clients. And I had several clients before I went to Service Titan where I helped them focus on how to find that balance in their life. And I talked about being very intentional. And there are 10 areas in our lives where we can be very intentional, yet you cannot give 100% of yourself to all 10 areas. Those 10 areas include your health, your home, your relationships, your career, your self-development, your finances, your playtime, your me time. I could give you the whole list, but there are 10 areas that every morning I go through and it's like, where am I going to focus my time today? How am I going to win today?
You need a plan for everything. You need a plan for your brand.
You do.
Branding is, what people say about your company behind your back. That's another way to also look at it. And everything that we do is we try to control what someone believes about your company before you actually get there. The sooner we can address it, the sooner the company can move on, and it'll just only become more and more expensive later on.
I have interpreted how I show love is by doing things for everyone around me. And so it has just recently, within the last year, come to my attention that, Elaine, what if you're jumping in, being the safety net, trying to be all things to everyone and be the safety net for everyone, that I rob other people of their own life experiences and their own leadership lessons. I grow the business and the business grows me. I had to develop a mantra for myself to be brave. And, some years were way harder than others. And I've always had the belief in knowing that a business can only be as successful as its owner's mental limitations. And so as much as it was for us to show up and run the business every day, we had a bigger responsibility to raise our mental limitations through lots of reading, life coaches, business coaches, and to utilize everything that Nexstar had to offer. I had to shift my vocabulary. I was I'm going to do this or that. And once I changed my verbiage from or to and it was like, and I'm going to be a board of directors, and I'm going to do this and that, my life became very full and enriching because I wasn't solely focused on what I didn't have or what I wasn't getting. Switching the word to and allowed me to see all the blessings of what I get to do or have or earn. And that's been really huge.
When you continue to build over 6 months, a year, 2 years of these video platforms, whereas now you're getting in front of hundreds of thousands of people, like then you start to build this expert level notoriety where now you're not just like a regular brand, you're like known for being
visible.
A visible social media brand.
The trades weren't on TikTok until you started it. I mean, that's the truth. Like maybe they were, but they weren't visible until you and Leslie started it. And now there are a lot of people on TikTok, a lot of people mimicking the same things, but that's what it is, right? But they're all not going to do it the same, and they're all not going to do it as well. You have to be creative, but you have to set yourself apart. Just like, with your branding, having Dan brand you is being disruptive in your market, but it doesn't stop with just the brand. You have to start being your brand.
Everything I know about running a heating and air company, I learned by teaching kindergarten. We show up when we say we're going to show up. We do what we say we're going to do, and we're going to exceed expectations every time.
People want to be a part of something. We've all started. If people listening have either working in a business or own a business, we all started in one truck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether if you work there, maybe you didn't, but the business started in one truck. And that truck, the vision and the culture of the company didn't just start in that one truck. Like it did, but it evolved and it evolved and it evolved. And it started by recognizing what people wanted in an employer and what they didn't want in a company. But then when you start recognizing that your team just wants to be as part of something, they want to be taken care of and appreciated, it becomes way more than just a paycheck.
Make it a business initiative, and actually, if you think about the total cost of not having great employees, if you actually try to enumerate that, it's incredible. It's the number one initiative. And if it's not number one, it's definitely top 3 for every business, is building an amazing team. Unless you're going to be a 1 to 2 person company, which if you're growing, you're going to need more than that in scaling. That's a very important initiative. So making it a priority, spending some time to think about what your culture is and defining what your employee value proposition, what's your angle. Recruiting is marketing, and you can actually apply it to literally every single aspect. And the closer you can get those things, I think the better results that you get. And I think that's a very, very, very important aspect about how you should begin to think about recruiting. And it shouldn't be just a marketing initiative. It should be a business initiative. Starts with a CEO, but every single person in my company, you have 2 primary jobs and 1 goal. Drive value is the goal. 2 jobs. Everybody should be selling and everybody should be recruiting.
Ask any contractor. Tracking KPIs like close rate and ticket size has always been a challenge. Improving KPIs is even harder, but contractors on Service Titan tell a different story.
This is Dale Jackson of Jackson Services. Service Titan gives me the metrics to know the performance of every individual in my company. That kind of information is invaluable to me.
Get the full story of your business with powerful data-driven insights from Service Titan. Schedule a software demo today at servicetitan.com. That's servicetitan.com.